This is one of the most impromptu YouTube clips I have ever done. Yes, I've done impromptu reels and little snippets, but this is for my newsletter that I send out every month on the full moon, with a free full moon meditation and a deep and meaningful blog to go with it. However, there's been so much going on. I did my blog. I was so happy with it. I felt like it was better than the ones that I'd done before. However, it's gone. It's absolutely gone. Whether or not I might not have saved it, it doesn't matter because it's gone. Which means I did that last week, and what I normally do is just read it before I do the YouTube clip. With visitors being here with our new little boy in the house, the YouTube clip was put on the back burner until today, and the newsletter is due tomorrow. So I'm kind of flabbergasted as to what is all that about. I cannot even think what to do on this YouTube clip today. So, but what's been prompting me more and more over the last few weeks, is to meditate more. Now, I tell everyone to meditate and, do all the inner work and do the self-love and the self-healing, which I do, but I've been prompted to go even further. So I have been showing up day after day after day. No matter what's going on during the day, I do sit down and take that time. So I feel like that this YouTube clip is me walking the walk to lead the way for you. So what's been coming up for me is that I am being stripped of everything that I know, in a sense. The familiarity of being a boss at a massage and wellness centre. All sorts of traits that are going on within me are coming up to the surface to be cleansed and cleared, which is a really good thing. However, I've been asking myself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? If you strip away the mother hat, the grandmother hat, the daughter hat, the boss hat, the partner hat, even the friend hat, and these different relationships that I have, if I strip them away to my bare heart and soul, who am I? It's quite a vulnerable place to be, and I know people watching this will be going deep, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. I know that for a fact. I do have quite a lot of people on my newsletter, and yet there's only a few clicks that open these. So I'm okay with that, because I'll just keep showing up. And that was one of the biggest things that when I asked that question, when I peel back the layers, when I look at myself in the mirror and face the fear, one of my fears is that I'm worried about what people think of me. And I got a stern answer from that. And it was like, why? Why would you bother worrying about what other people think of you? Why do you consistently need to be a people pleaser? What is the point? So I'm asking you that because I know a lot of empaths and sensitive people will be watching this. And it's time to put down that old story of how we have been raised to believe that we need to stay small. Our ego pushes and pushes our buttons to stay small. Why, don't put yourself out there, you'll get hurt. Don't rise and shine because somebody will come in and do some derogative comments to you, or treat you a certain way, or action, they won't like it. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to shine, because that means they have to look at themselves. So this is impromptu, and these are the questions I've been asking myself. And that is why I've shown up today, because I know as I go deeper, my connection to my higher self, to Mother Earth, to the heavens, to the universe, is strengthening and strengthening. And I know that I would honestly think that I'm not a very controlling person. I don't control over others as such. But of course I do have control over myself. And I was asked not too long ago to do a reading for someone. And I turned it down because I thought, oh, here's my doggy. Hello. Do you want to put your face up to the camera? No? Yes, no? Don't knock the camera over. Because I thought that I wasn't good enough to read somebody else's, like I do it in healings. I always do it in healings. I create a space, and whatever comes through, I give messages and I use oracle cards. However, without that massage table in front of me, without that person knowing me as a healer but asked for a reading because I was recommended, I turned them down. I gave them other people in Harvey Bay to go and see, and she was very, grateful that I've done that, and that was the end of the story. However, this week it's been coming up. I listened to a podcast, and it was all about that. If there is an opportunity, this could be subconscious fear. If there is an opportunity and it feels a little bit out of your comfort zone, or it makes you feel uncomfortable, you get nervous or anxious, or those feelings of having to do something new, I challenge you not to say no to those opportunities. Now, if it's making your central nervous system overload, and it is way too much, and it is too hard for you to even think about doing, then of course don't do it. Be kind and gentle to yourself. However, we are being asked, you hear me say this all of the time, but now it is very, very urgent. Now that's not putting fear in you, that is saying, come on guys, we are in the Leo energy right now. We've got the Leo Lionsgate, and then we've got a full moon the day after, in the next few days. So what that means is this is a powerful portal, like if you watch my reel, it's not scientifically proven, but who cares? Why follow science? Science can be really, really helpful and has been really good throughout our history, but there are flaws in it. If you want to know if it's true science and it's backed, then follow the money. Follow the money, go back quite a few layers and see where it takes you. If it takes you into true authenticity, then that science is on the mark, on the dollar, so to speak. However, there are also a lot of things being played out that are not of truth. Spiritual stuff cannot be proven, and this seems to be what people need in this world. Even though you're using your phones, even though all this technology where you use a remote control for the TV, how does that get turned on? How is that proven within your very eyes that as soon as you push a button, something on the TV moves? Or on your phone? We are moving rapidly fast, and we are not going to have time to scientifically prove everything. AI is going AWOL. And as you've heard me say, the world is splitting. There is a middle road, of course, but a lot will either go down the technology road of AI and use it for everything and all sorts, and that's okay. And then a lot of people are splitting away into Mother Earth, nature, and trying to do things in a more authentic way. Either way, I'm not talking about that tonight, but what it is doing is, if this AI, and it's going to take off rapidly over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, if you are not grounded, if you do not know who yourself, If you do not know your authentic self and your own truth, it is going to be so easy for you to derail. Now, if you hear some of the stuff out there, AI is moving so fast that a lot of jobs will be lost. What are you going to do then? Are you going to wait till you lose your job? Or are you going to start to really think about it and do some work on yourself now so you're better prepared? With AI comes machines. So what are you going to do? Just give everything over to that machine to do for you? Or are you going to train yourself to think outside the square, to create solutions for your own problems without relying on somebody else or something to do the thinking for you? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm actually loving ChatGPT at the moment because it helps me articulate some words and some phrases. So I'm finding it very handy. However, I'm going to continue asking the questions and doing the healing work on myself so I know who I am. There are so many scams out there now, and it's only going to get worse. So this isn't to fearmonger you, but what are you going to do? How are you going to know what is true? How are you going to know what is reality? What is your reality? What is your truth? The only way to get to that is to know thyself. This Lionsgate energy is catapulting us into courage, bravery, our own certainty, standing up, roaring like a lion, being proud of who we are. And this energy is also about abundance, manifesting, balance, serenity, and all of that. So no, you cannot prove scientifically the 8-8 Lionsgate. However, the Egyptians set this up thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, not only for them, but for us to tap into now. So back in the day, the Nile River flooded every single year around this time, give or take a few weeks. When it flooded, it brought nutrients into the riverbed so that their crops were abundant. They turned this into a ritual, a festival of abundance and fertility and unity and infancy. Would that be the word for the 8-8? Infinity. So, and on the 8th of August, 8-8, a numerological lineup, is in Leo star sign. That's where the lion comes in with that powerful, powerful empowerment energy. It aligns with the Sirius star, it aligns with the sun, and it hits the pyramids or pyramid at that time every single year. Now, you might not believe in anything spiritual, however, or scientific in a sense. However, this portal, this Stargate, has been set up for us now because it has been used over and over and over and got bigger and bigger and bigger and more expansive and more expansive and you know, like what are the words for just infantness? I can't get that word out. Then that means it's for us right now to tap into. You know how you have those phenomena around the world where you have, you know, Machu Picchu or, you know, these other sacred sites? This is like a sacred site in the universe, in the skies, in the stars for us to tap into now. So I encourage you to let go of your logical mind as we go through these gateways. There's so many lineups. Let go of the logic when you hear somebody, some woo-woo person talking about a full moon or a new moon or an eclipse or whatever it is. Because we are in alignment with the earth, with Mother Earth. She is here supporting us, loving us unconditionally. So why wouldn't we want to give back to her as she's going through this massive upheaval weather out of control all over the world, old paradigms crashing and tumbling everywhere around us, why wouldn't you want to help her, help yourself, help your family, align with the energies and do the bloody best that you can while we have it here right now? We were born for this. We were raised for this in a sense, or we are remembering who we truly are. So I encourage you over this time to ask yourself, who am I? Who am I really? What beautiful traits do I have, and what ugly traits do I have? Who do I want to aspire to be? What legacy do I wish to leave behind for my family, or for a cause of some sort? I'm not going to do this video again, but the sun's going down and now I haven't got a light on. My camera has got 10% to go, so I'm going to stop it there and ask yourself those questions. You can join me if you get this in time on Friday night, 6 p.m. Brisbane time, for a full, not a full moon, a 8/8 Lionsgate meditation activation on Zoom. All you need to do is contact me and I'll send you the details. I am asking for a $10 exchange. So thank you for this impromptu opportunity that I did not say no to. I hope you get something from this. I hope you get some encouragement, some bravery to take a step, to step outside your comfort zone, to challenge yourself if you're living in a world of passion, of love, of compassion, passion, love, inspiration, all of those good things going on in your life. And if not, take a deep breath, reflect in this energy, and make a step, a plan forward for you, for your family, for the earth, for the universe, for everything, because you matter. You are a cog in the wheel, just like me. And we're in this together. We're moving towards unity consciousness, and we need you to come on board too. All right, my friends, I'll see you in the 8/8 Lionsgate meditation Friday night. If not, listen to the full moon, free full moon. It's on Insight Timer or SoundCloud. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter every month, please give me a message. I'd love to do that for you. All right, guys, much love. Until next time. Bye for now.